We're having a few technical difficulties with the links with Harris Faulkner in this new normal we're all living in. I'm Jonathan Hunt, now stepping in for Harris, and I want to continue the conversation with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. He is back with us, as you can see from the north lawn of the White House. Mr. McCarthy, this is a difficult situation for every business, obviously, across the country. Is there a sense, though, that the wrong businesses are getting the money from this stimulus? We've seen these big businesses, which clearly have millions and millions of dollars in the bank, and some very small businesses are saying, we're not seeing anything.
And we want to make sure that accountability and any time that slides through stops. The latest numbers that we find, more than 74% of the $349 billion that has gone out has gone to small businesses that have $60,000 in payroll or less. I have personal stories from my own hometown of small businesses calling me, thanking because it was able to bring people back they have laid off. But I know there's 700,000 more small businesses sitting out there that need a loan and those that still have to apply. We were able to move the equivalent of what SBA has done for 14 years in 14 days. We want to make sure accountability that those that have gone through and done something wrong in the system, they give that back. And that's what the Secretary of Treasury is actually doing. I was just talking to him and the President about this, and they're making sure the accountability. If somebody does something they are not, we want to bring that back because this is designed only for small business.
And Congressman, we're also seeing, if I can switch to another subject, more and more protests popping up across the country against the continued closure of the American economy. Demonstrators calling for those lockdowns to be lifted. In some cases, it seems to me that the demonstrators are not obeying the social distancing laws. So are they doing the right thing or the wrong thing here?
Well, everybody has a right to protest, but you should protest in a manner that you do have social distancing. We should also have plans for how we open the country back up. And that's going to be different by state, by county, and that's where we need to work together. I sent a letter to Speaker Pelosi, and I talked to her for more than an hour today on ideas of where we can start to open up Congress as well. You don't want to open it all at once. You want to go phase in from committees and others. And we want to do it in a healthy, safe manner, just as you could do across the country. And every area will be different. So that's what we want to work together. And at all times, even when it opens back up, you want to keep that social distancing of where we go. We know a lot more about this virus than we knew more than even a month ago. We also know that it didn't come from here, but we're going to defeat this together, and let's all work together in that manner and overcome whatever obstacle we see.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, stay with us. You, I, and the rest of the world will be happy to know that Harris Faulkner is back with us. I'll hand it back to you, Harris.
Jonathan, I appreciate that. It was great to co-host with you for a couple of seconds. And to the Minority Leader, you are the most patient person on the planet today. So thank you. Technologically, we are back together. So I want to just step back for a second. I was able to watch.
Yes.
Couldn't hear all of it. That was part of the problem. But let's talk just about those companies you were talking about who gained access to some of that small business loan money. I mean, the numbers are pretty staggering. DMC Global, well, it was in excess of $100 million, let's just call it. Receiving aid, having market values of that. These were big companies, Fiesta Restaurant Group and some others. Is there any sort of punitive thing that you could do tax-wise on the back? Look, they followed the legislation the way it was written. I get that. But they had to have known, really, I'm going to get this much money back? Shake Shack giving their $10 million back. Is there something on the back end, if they don't give money back, that you maybe tax them at a higher rate for a period of time to recoup some of that? What's being talked about to make it fair?
Look, we will give them the opportunity to give it back. It was not designed for those companies to be able to acquire this money. This is designed for businesses, small business, 500 or fewer. As you talked about that money that went out to them, overwhelmingly, the money went to the right people. The challenge was it's so popular. And remember what we're doing. We're dealing with something in a crisis, creating something we have not before. And you look at 74% of that to businesses that have a payroll less than $60,000. And what it's designed to do is to pay people, keep people employed even when government told you your business needed to be shut down. More than 60% of this money went out from small banks, banks that had 10 billion or less in assets. And remember, we started with 1,800 banks, now we're over 5,000. So overwhelmingly, this program is working. That's why more people are applying. But if you are an instance that you went through that you should not have gotten this money, we will give you an opportunity, because America should come together and work together. Give that back to what it's intended for.
Yeah, how much time do they have to give that money back?
Well, I will tell you this, talking to the president, they have a very short timetable to give it back. And if they don't act, I know we will.
Okay, good to see you today. Thank you so very much for going with the flow. Appreciate your time.
It's good to have you back.